Coming at you from the Steel City, you're listening to Poor Man's Podcast, Pittsburgh's premier comedy podcast. Your weekly dose of humor, hosted by Chris Hopper and with a new special guest each week. And here's your host, Chris Hopper.
Woo! Woo!
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Poor Man's Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Along with me this week, we have a little bit of a different show. We have guest co-host Abby Elias. Abby, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing incredible. And yourself, Chris?
I am fantastic. I don't know that I've ever been better because we are joined by another fantastic guest. We have our guest artist, John Muldoon. John, how are you tonight?
I am well, thank you.
Oh, you get the applause too. You get the full effect, the effect board. But we are here live at 565 Live in Bellevue. Stop down on Thursdays for comedy every other Thursday, I believe now, right, Abby?
Something like that.
Something like that, roughly. Maybe stop down. There might be comedy, there might be music, but there will be some kind of live event. Mm-hmm. So stop down for that on Friday and Saturday. There's always live music. And I guess the bass player from Sublime is playing here after Rhythm and Brews in August. So stop down for that. Get your tickets now. I just found that out today. So that's pretty cool. They have a whole outdoor area here.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then there's a restaurant upstairs. So definitely stop down for all that. But I'm going to start out with the rundown the way we normally do. How about that? You like the sound effects, John?
I do.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into them, as you heard with the Guy Fieri flavor ranking system earlier. But we are here at 565, like I said 3 or 4 times already. Rundown, opening thoughts. We have our opening thoughts, some random things I'm probably going to touch on. Beer of the week. Abby and I will taste our beer of the week, which is Painter Pigment. I picked that out because John's here tonight. We have our Painter Pigment. I
appreciate that thought.
Thank you. I saw it. It stuck out to me, and I love dancing now, so I decided.
Now that I look at the design on there, I might know who designed it.
Oh, really?
I think it might be Kevin Mack who made the label.
I wonder if we can find
I feel
out.
like they would have the name on there, but maybe they don't.
Return of Kevin Mack.
Yeah, Return of Kevin Mack.
I like that because I used to say that in school. I love it when you call me Chris Hopper.
Does this have any affiliation with Dancing Gnome or?
I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out.
Next episode.
If Kevin Mack did not design this, we're sorry, but not really.
Yeah, it's a cliffhanger for the next episode. But it's well, you know what? I'll hold off until we do the beer of the week to describe it. But we have that. It says second half with John Muldoon, but clearly John is already here. So first half with John, first and second half. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm doing too many things at once. And then we have the Noon News with Abby Elias at the end. So that is one of our favorite segments, as always. Let's see. Opening thoughts. Next week, I have Vinny Palatucci. Do you know Vinny?
Hell yeah, I know Vinny.
Yeah?
I've done his show at Kingview a couple times.
Yeah, how is that?
A fucking blast.
Yeah?
Like, it's, if you've never been, Kingview in Mount Lebanon, meadery, Vikings, medieval vibes. Honestly, it's like, the second or third Saturday of every month.
Oh, okay.
I highly recommend checking it out. Great show, great times.
There's
great food,
always
great drinks.
such a solid lineup every single time I see
Now,
it.
is it the second or third Saturday?
That's our second cliffhanger.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out next week.
Yeah.
Or it might be too late by next week, and then you have to see August. But that'll make it that much more, I don't know, exciting because you have to wait longer. Build up the anticipation, Abby, you know? And then, let's see, next week we also have Jeremy Tiroff. He is going to talk about Rhythm and Brews like I was just talking about. They just added Grist House to it. So Rhythm and Brews is a beer festival, beer music festival in Bellevue that they do. I think this is the second year now. We actually did the podcast live from it last year, and it was awesome. But there's a bunch of different breweries and live music. There's artists. And then all the shops get featured. So there's like vintage clothing store. There's a smoke shop. There's a million pizza places. So definitely stop down for that. And apparently the Sublime bass player is playing after, man, Eric Wilson. So
Do they still have Rome as the guitarist?
It did. It said, well, I guess it's Sublime with Rome now.
That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
I was at a concert in, like, I don't know, 2013 or something, and Rome threw his pick out, and it hit my buddy in the chest and fell on the ground and picked it up.
Yeah?
Yep.
Pick the pick.
Pick the pick.
I picked up a pick at the Offspring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got an Offspring pick somewhere.
The kids aren't all right.
No, man. I guess not, but I didn't get it picked up.
This kid is.
Yeah, I was that night. I got a pick, man. It was the biggest experience of my night, at least. But yeah, Jeremy's gonna stop in. He's gonna have some different beers. I just said they at Grist House. I think that was the last time I saw you, Abby. Was at Millville Music
Yeah, I think
Festival. I'm like,
so.
what the hell is that area called? This
That-
is embarrassing. I lost my hat that night, man.
Dude, that whole thing was like, I mean this as a compliment, but the entire Millville Music Festival felt like a fever dream.
Oh
And
my
that's how
god!
You know it was a good
I'm
ass
glad
music
you
festival.
said it. Do you know how the end of my Saturday night ended?
Yeah.
I was driving around with some cops looking for my car that I didn't know where it was.
Fuck.
That's what I did.
Sounds like
did
a
you
good
just
night,
forget
Chris.
But it's
where
cool
you
because I
parked?
ran 3 miles in the opposite direction thinking it got stolen.
Did you just forget where you parked?
I parked over by the church and I was returning my walkie-talkie and I was
Okay.
going back to the little center stage because Gene the Werewolf was headlining there. So I went back there and I was going to have a couple more beers there because they had the whole truck there and they were just like giving them away at that point. So I was going back there and I think when I dropped my walkie-talkie off, I might have driven my car closer. So because I wasn't familiar with the area, I was already kind of like over the top with like people
Yeah,
around me,
yeah.
too many senses going off. And then I completely forgot. So I opened my phone to find where it was because it'll say like parked car location or
Yeah.
whatever. And I see it like somewhere way far away. My phone was on 1% at that time. So I ran like 3 miles. I called the police looking for my car thinking it got stolen. My phone died because it was on 2%.
While you were on the phone with
So
the police.
I'm somewhere in the fucking 2 miles away from Millville, further and thinking it was up against a river. I should have known the river was by the river. I don't know why I thought there was another river. So anyway, I was running around. My phone died, but luckily my charger was in my pocket. And that's when I realized I went to my car to get my charger and moved it. I was too far away at that point.
Oh, shit.
Actually,
So
I
you-
didn't realize it until I was in the cop car, and then I realized it. But I found a fire station, knocked on the door, no answer. I charged my phone because I have my charger outside, and I ended up finding my car. But I lost my hat.
Aw, damn.
Danny, God, it's just muscle
Aw,
memory.
man.
I just see a blonde to my right. But Abby, it was a mess. But how did you did stand up?
I did stand up. Yeah, I hosted Smokey's Tavern Friday. I did stand up Saturday. It was a great fucking time. Yeah,
It was a fever dream, but like you said, in a good way. Like
Yeah,
I
in
had
a
a
good
blast.
way.
I would sign up to do it again. In a second.
100%. Yeah, and you did Grist House.
Yes.
Fucking, I love Grist House. I'm heading there after this to do the mic. So if you're watching this and want to kill me,
Yeah.
that's where I'll be.
Well,
but
that's where she'll be. Find her. Do you want to tell everyone your license plate?
out of
That'd
time.
be
No.
perfect. Oh, sweet, man. I like it. I like it. Geez, what else was I going to say? Jeremy's coming on. Yeah, there's 20 different breweries. There's a million different breweries. I have an index card with all the breweries I was going to have you read, but there's like 21 of them. There's Grist House, there's Full Pint, there's Dancing Gnome, and there's a bunch of others. So follow Bellevue Rhythm and Brews, and then you can see all of them there. Let's see what else. You know what? I'll touch on this one first. As you guys can see, fifth on the list, we have Natalie Moses, one of my favorite people in the area. She co-hosts the show occasionally. I did a poll to figure out if we thought Natalie Moses could beat a Shoe-Bill Stork.
Yeah.
And 2/3 of the people said no, she could not beat a Shoe-Bill Stork. So
In her defense, I don't think anyone could beat a Shoe-Bill Stork.
they're terrifying,
how?
man. Just fist fight, like octagon style,
Yeah,
but
no.
but bare knuckle for sure. Yeah.
Baked.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. For sure, more intimidating the bird, 1,000%. But yeah, 2/3. Me and her were talking about it. She said her official statement is she has no statement. So I told her that I would protect her dignity tonight. And
You
let her
heard
know.
it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. So some great stuff. My last two things. We have Giant Eagle and we have Joey Chestnut. So two kind of random things. I'll let you pick, Abby. Which one would you rather talk about?
I kind of want to hear your Giant Eagle story.
Okay, perfect. So we'll talk about that real fast. This was 4th of July. I guess it was the 3rd of July when I went. I went to Giant Eagle in the area, and I went to get ice cream. My family needed dessert, and like that was my thing. Go get ice cream, go get cookies and stuff. So I went. I got 3 like gallon or not whatever the things of ice cream are, and a bunch of cookies and stuff. So I went. And now every time I go to a checkout line, John, I think I was alluding to this earlier. I scout. I look at everybody and I judge.
Oh, yeah. You gotta.
I'm not
totally
saying.
do it. I'll pride myself when I make a good judgment.
Yeah.
And I will hate myself when I make a bad one.
Like, what am I going to do? Scroll through Twitter?
Right.
Let Elon win? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. No. So, yeah, I like to go through. And it was Giant Eagle because that's what I was saying earlier. I think you need your Advantage card to use the self-checkout. So I went to one of them. Yeah.
Not
okay,
all of
maybe
them,
that's
but there are a lot where you have to, but yeah.
So I believe it was this one, but I also didn't want to like find out and like mess it up and then have people look at me, and I was like, I'll just wait. Plus, this guy was at the end. I made the whole trek down. So this one guy, probably 20s, strong, strapping young man. He seems like he's all right. Plus, only one person, and they're paying when I get there. That seems pretty good for me. Yeah. So they go, they leave. I'm up next. He starts scanning my stuff, and I look, and it says $72 after one thing of ice cream. And I was like, that's not right.
Absolutely.
Or this is gold leaf with truffle and
that's not right.
Filet inside of it. But I looked at the little screen because I have the computer screen, so I could see what they were ringing up, and it was half of the previous order still. So I was like, their order's still up. So he doesn't say anything to me. He just sprints away. And I was like, what the? Okay.
The worker, the clerk.
Yeah, the guy working.
That's
so I guess
you're like, hey, excuse
me, sir.
So I'm like,
you should try Home Depot.
But my first thing was I should have gone to the other one. That was my immediate gut, and then I saw this, and I thought it was too good to be true, and it was because he disappeared. So he gets back with some, manager or something. She has the card. She swipes the card. She gets in, and then they come to the realization that they didn't pay for half of it, which is pretty obvious based on the initial part. So
they were already gone?
Yeah, I mean, this was a while. Nice. He got through a couple of my things, and he was probably in the parking lot, but I also don't think they were doing a lot of hunting. So the next person came up, or the manager came over and swiped it. So he goes to keep bringing my stuff in, but it's still up. So he has to take it each out individually, rescan it to unscan it, and then rescan it again to scan it again. So he goes through.
The old triple scan.
Oh, yeah. He goes through. They do all this. And normally I'm very cool. I don't care. I don't want to make any trouble. And I'm like the coolest person with that. However, I had ice cream. So that's why I was like, okay, let's get this moving a little bit.
It was at this moment Chris pulled out his handgun.
Yeah, I know. No, I had it out at the beginning. I like to set the tone. But they were doing it. And then, so he has 3 of my things of ice cream on top, which I can barely shut the bag. But I just wanted to leave. He got all the cookies jammed into one bag. And then I had 2 things left. I hope I wrote it down because I can't remember. Oh, yeah. It was like a chocolate syrup thing and a can of whipped cream. He just hands them to me. He doesn't put them in a bag. He just hands them to me. Okay. Why? If it was a pack of gum or something, maybe I understand that. But for something like that, he just hands it to me. This was a whole, 15-minute process. I won't describe them anymore, but it was definitely, it was a loss for me, John. Yeah. I took that one on the chin.
Sounds like a horrible clerk.
On America's birthday, nonetheless.
I know, right?
You know what? I think what we take from this is you need to get yourself an Advantage card.
That's exactly right. I need to get myself a debit card, too, because it's cracked where, because in the wallet, there's like 3 tiers. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could put one in here, the next one, the next one. So put it in the
class, lower class.
Yeah. So I put it in the front one, and it broke over the back one. So now that thing's all snapped. So I need to get a bunch of new cards. This is a great podcast. Abby.
Yes.
This is where it starts getting interesting.
Okay.
Because we were talking about the 4th of July, and I didn't do an episode last week because of the holiday. Not because I was celebrating, just because I didn't want to come in here and it was closed. So I saw that they do their hot dog eating contest in New York, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. They do that every 4th of July, and they were going to cancel it, I think, because of the rain, but they ended up pushing it back, and I guess Joey Chestnut ended up winning his 16th hot dog eating title this year. Are you familiar with Joey Chestnut?
I'm familiar with Joey Chestnut.
Okay.
He is the most famous and arguably the only famous hot dog eating champion.
I would agree with that. That's for sure.
What about Jimmy Walnuts?
Jimmy Walnut? Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Now, there was...
Peanuts.
what was his name? His name was like Takiri Kobayashi, I think.
Oh, what?
Kobayashi, yeah.
Isn't that the name of the guy from Usual Suspects?
That was Kaiser Sose.
Kobayashi was the lawyer.
Was it?
Yeah. Remember he reads his name on a mug?
I don't remember.
Whatever.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about because he's Chaz Palminteri's dropping all the shit and looking at the sign. Anyhow,
Anyways.
I don't remember what I said. Joey Chestnut. Yeah, he won his 16th title with 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes, which is insane. His record actually was in 2021 with 76 hot dogs.
Dang.
That's a lot.
God,
and
I
then,
had one hot dog today.
how many hot dogs do you think you could eat?
I'm just not,
Now, they do
I'm
all
not a
this in 10
go-getter like
minutes.
Joey Chestnut. I'm going to go with 3.
3. If you're in a hot dog contest right now, you're eating as much as you can. You have 10 minutes. You think you can get down 3 in 10 minutes?
No, I mean, I guess 12.
No, I'm saying 3 was fair. I'm just letting you know it's a 10-minute. You don't have like 25 minutes or whatever.
I mean, I'm 12.
Okay, 12. 12 in 10 minutes.
One a minute.
Okay.
I like it.
Oh
How
my-
many hot dogs do you think you've had in your life?
12.
It was the last 10 minutes before the show started. That's why he's sweating so much. Yeah.
I don't think I've had 62, but I also possibly could have had 62.
We were just talking about D's before we got on. D's is so good.
These what?
These nuts.
There we go. Wow, we got them all. You know what? I think I have Andreas O'Rourke saying that somewhere, but where is it?
Got him!
There we go.
We nailed it.
Awesome, man. We got all these in front of us. But
Great. Yeah, cheers. Cheers.
I want to be fair for the men and the women's. Mickey Sudo won her 9th championship. She had 39 and a half hot dogs.
Whoa. They split up the hot dog eating contest by gender?
I guess so.
What if you identify as a hot dog?
Has there been like controversy that like trans people want to join each side? Or are they gonna?
Not that I know of yet, but I'm sure
There definitely
there's
has
a
been.
matter
Why
of
is that a
time.
gendered thing though?
I
Not
don't
to
know.
Get all, that's
Yeah, you would think, you know what, running the 100-meter sprint, I
totally
there's
get,
probably a
but
difference in
eating a
that.
hot dog,
Deadlifting 350 pounds or
100%,
whatever.
But like putting
Yeah.
a tube.
I'd
into
say
the
women
mouth,
have an advantage more often than not. Yeah.
We know how to eat wieners.
That will be a sound drop forever. Where's it? What time is that? Mark that. That'll be the teaser for the episode.
I'm here
too.
for it.
But yeah, that was her 9th one. She actually holds the record for kimchi for hot dish for ice cream and hot dogs. What do you know what hot dish is? I feel like that's something
Absolutely
they
not.
eat in
That
like
sounds
Wisconsin.
That sounds like a drug thing.
I got a hot dish for you.
yeah, that's an innuendo the whole way. But she's 3rd in Major League Eating, which I feel like that is a interesting sign of the times that Major
Yeah.
League Eating exists.
Wow. MLE.
Yeah, man. The Mlee.
WMLE.
But she has 4 different world records and 9 titles. Joey Chestnut has 50 Major League Eating records. 50. So I'm going to read these real fast. Most of them.
I'm going to read all 50 in 12 minutes.
Hot dogs, chicken wings, pulled pork sandwiches, Taco Bell tacos, Crystal hamburgers, hard-boiled eggs, meat pies, asparagus, pork ribs, corned beef sandwich, apple pie, Philly cheesesteaks, funnel cake, fish tacos, traditional tacos, mutton sandwich, jalapeno poppers, pepperoni roll, shrimp wontons, pulled pork sliders, horseshoe sandwiches. What the hell does that say? San Pedro Fish Market shrimp. That seems super specific. Gyros, Twinkies, ramen noodles, tamales, canteen sandwiches, burritos, ice cream sandwiches, grilled cheese, gumbo, poutine, salt potatoes, whole turkeys, goizo. I don't know what that is. Hostess donuts. I get that. Boysenberry pie, pork roll sandwiches, shrimp cocktail, pierogi, carnitas tacos, Eggo waffles, White Hut cheeseburgers. Nobody outwhites the Hut for sure. Croquetas, kolaches, Pizza Hut pizzones, 2-foot pizza slice brisket sandwiches, and cherry pie. No one has eaten more of any of those things than Joey Chestnut in 10 minutes.
I like it how cherry pie was the last one.
Oh, yeah.
In 10 minutes,
How many cherry
you
pie?
have to eat one of those items. Which one is your go-to? Or any item. I guess it doesn't have to be that, but 50 items is a lot.
That particular shrimp you mentioned.
Yeah. I gotta find, where is it? It was San Pedro, I think. Yeah, San Pedro Fish Market Shrimp. Yeah. How many do you think you could knock down in 10? More than 12?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 24.
I was gonna say 42. We're filling the 2s and 4s, man.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you're selling yourself short. Abby, what do you think you could do?
I'm going with the wieners.
Oh, okay. Meat pies is also pretty good. I looked at they have apple pie, cherry pie, boysenberry, but not blueberry. Blueberry's not on this, so maybe there's like a specialist for just blueberry pie.
Wasn't that the pie they were eating in the pie eating contest and Stand By Me?
I think it was, because that's immediately what I thought of. Yeah. That's immediately any kind of eating contest. I immediately think of Stand By Me, and then I'm like, Kiefer Sutherland was kind of scary in that. I think.
Yeah, I think he was scarier in that than he was in the Lost Boys.
Yeah, he was creepy, man.
Yeah.
But to get back to Joey Chestnut for 1 second, because I want to get to how dominant he is. For the most championships in, some of the other sports, I guess people follow the NBA. Not everyone follows the Major League Eating. So NBA, Bill Russell with 11. Tom Brady has 7 in the NFL. NHL, Henri Richard, I think, has 11, and Yogi Berra for the MLB has 10. Now, the thing that Bill Russell, Richard, and Berra have in common, all of their championships happened before Leo DiCaprio was born, man. Happened before Christian Bale was born. That's how old they are. Elizabeth Banks, Ava Mendes. That's how old these people were. So Tom Brady's the only one in the last 42 years or something. Joey Chestnut might be the greatest athlete of our generation, people. That's what I'm saying.
That's a hero. That is
absolutely.
Oh, that was the wrong one. That was Colin Chamberlain saying absolutely. But I agree.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Got him.
So we'll agree with that. That was all that. That's where we were going to take a break, but you know what? We'll get into our beer of the week, and then we'll talk to John about things. I guess we could have done that earlier, because since he's here, but you know what? It's going to build up the anticipation, and I'm just going to spin this around. I don't know where I'm going. That's why you got to watch the YouTube video, everybody.
You got to let the audience know
Absolutely.
something's coming. We don't even know what's coming, but
I'm going to let you all know what's coming with this next song.
If I get drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor, my baby. You won't bother me no more.
I need a beer.
If you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I have myself a beer.
I need a beer.
This week we have Painter Pigment from Dancing Gnome. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I guess the thing froze. How's your face on it? It could look worse. But we have Painter Pigment from Dancing Gnome IPA. It is 7%.
Oh, it's got to be Kevin the Mac.
Yeah?
Dancing Gnome, yeah. It just looks like his artwork, and he works for them.
Yeah. Okay, well then we'll definitely have to find out. That's one of my favorite things about a lot of these craft breweries anymore. These cans, they're really, each one is like a work of art. They're really, really cool. And Dancing Gnome has really good ones. Hitchhiker always has a good one. Grist House, like we were just saying, always has some really, really good ones. Abby.
yes.
What kind of beers are you normally drinking?
This time of year, I'm definitely going for an IPA. I do love a good sour.
Yeah.
It's out of season now, but I have been leaning more towards stouts and porters.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is pretty good though.
You're more of an adult than me. I try to like them, but I just
do you like black coffee?
No.
Oh, see, I like black coffee. So
I try to like coffee in general.
You
I don't
like
like
coffee.
white coffee. I don't like any kind of it could be cream and sugar. Yeah, it could be. No, let's stop there. But it could be any kind of coffee. I put sugar, I put cream, I put chocolate, I put caramel. I put everything in it.
Do you drink any sort of caffeine? Do you drink tea?
I'll drink an energy drink or something like that.
Okay, but do you go for that first thing in the morning?
No, not really.
Okay, John, do you drink any sort of caffeine in the morning?
I drink coffee in the morning.
Yeah. See, I don't understand how grown adults can just. I think that makes you more of an adult than me, because I definitely have.
I immediately
have
turn
on
to drugs, so
caffeine.
I'll smoke in the morning, and then I'm like, okay, now
All right,
I
I
can
like
deal
it.
with talking to people.
Look, we're both.
Yeah.
We're all, I mean, caffeine's a drug too. Like we're all just.
I mean, cocaine's not caffeine, right? No, okay.
it's fine.
No, I just.
That's not what the
smoke
kids
meth.
are calling it. That's not the code word. Damn, I've been
Yeah.
sending the wrong things to my dealer. I gotta clear things up.
When he said
No wonder he hasn't
Folgers,
gotten back to me.
he said Folgers and tapped his nose twice. I thought we were on the same page, but
I feel like he'd get it.
yeah.
Folgers, he'd be like, oh yeah.
My drug dealer's trying to ask me out.
It's like black or white.
You want to get some coffee sometime?
Yeah, white coffee. Maybe that's what I was getting at, man.
White coffee.
I don't like black coffee. I don't like white coffee. But no, I try to throw everything in it. Now, this is a random question. This is a side note, but I said caramel. So, John, do you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel. Are you a caramel?
But it is, if you enunciate it right, I guess it is caramel.
It's,
But we don't do that around here.
I say caramel, just so you know.
right.
No, Abby, are you a caramel or are you a caramel?
Caramel. I just don't want to put too much effort into saying something.
I also just don't like it, so I don't even want to dignify.
I don't want to
with the
say it
right
either.
word.
It's like the people that
Fair.
say aunt. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
about
like,
it, man.
No.
But the reason I say it is because people will say caramel or caramel. God, what a show, man. People will say caramel or caramel. But for caramel corn, they only say caramel corn.
Yeah.
You never hear caramel corn,
You're right. You
which
bring up a
proves
good
that it
point.
is caramel, which is why I'm fully on team caramel.
Do you say pecan or pecan?
Syrup or syrup.
Pecan. I think I
say
used to say
pecan.
pecan, and then I got self-conscious, and then I switched to pecan. Like I used to say 11, and now I say 11 because somebody was like,
Wait,
"Why do
how
you say
how do you say
11?"
it before?
11. 11. And now I say 11.
Yeah.
I feel like you're judging me with those eyes, man. Those are judging
11.
eyes.
No, I just never put much thought into
Okay.
pronouncing it.
Well, it's lucky you grew up in such a safe environment, man. You never had to deal with the life. But we have painter pigment. Abby,
Yeah.
are you're familiar? Or no, I guess I asked you earlier if you were familiar with the Guy Fieri flavor ranking
I'm
system.
familiar with it.
Oh, you're well familiar.
I'm close with Guy.
Perfect. Yeah, you seem like a fuck. I can't remember what the name. Johnny Rocket. Is that what it is? Anyway, we have our Guy Fieri flavor ranking system. 4 stars. Number 1 star, gangster. Number 2, out of bounds. 3 stars, shut the front door. And number 4, the highest you can get is Flavor Town. Abby, what are you going with for
So here's the thing.
Painter Pigment?
This is a very delicious beer. It's very refreshing, easy to sip, and it's very hot out right now. So
For sure.
honestly, I'm enjoying this. I'm giving it a shut the front door.
Shut the front door. Pretty good.
Wow, shut the front door is pretty good. Guy
Oh,
said it. I couldn't have said it better. I'm with you. This is really, really tasty.
It's tasty.
When I first opened it, I was thinking Flavor Town. Even maybe give me one
shit.
more sip,
Okay.
man. Yeah, man. For an IPA, it's mild. It has the Strata and Citra hops, which
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
Neither
I
do
think I
I,
like
but-
those. I see them a bunch on the stuff that I do like, so I think that does make it a little bit more citrusy, a little bit less bitter, maybe. I'm gonna go.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
I'm going Flavor Town.
shit.
I think I'm
Oh,
too
shit.
stingy with
Okay,
Flavor
okay.
Town. John, you don't understand how rare this is. In 2 years, this is the 3rd Flavor Town I've given out.
Must be a pretty good beer.
It's a pretty good beer, man. I'm just letting you know how rare, how big of an occasion your presence here is.
Happy to be here.
Thank you.
For the 3rd ever used Flavor Town.
Perfect. I like how genuinely you said that because it
Well, it is
sounds
truly an honor.
yeah, perfect. You know what, John? I do want to. You know what? We're done with my stupid bullshit that I thought was funny when I was high. So we're gonna talk a little bit about you then, sir. Where do I want to start? So the first time, well, actually, I've seen your stuff because you went to Central for a while. You were saying, and I've seen your art through Central people. I think somehow.
That sounds right, yeah.
And then I followed you on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's art's pretty cool." And then I saw Steel City Arts Foundation. I was talking to Steve Hofstetter. We went over there. Danny and I went over probably a month ago now. And we went inside and I saw all your art again, and I was like, oh my God, I definitely want to have this guy on. He's super talented. I like to have comedians on, but I also like to switch it up with some artists and musicians and things. And I really am happy to have you on. So how did you get started, I guess, in painting in murals? Because that's, you don't see everybody painting on the side of buildings.
Sure. I always liked art. I was probably like the third best artist in the class, in like second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. And then I wasn't very good at other things. So I just ended up leaning into it. And then I had some mentors. My cousin kind of paints on a larger scale. Grandmother was into it. Brother was pretty good. I think all those influences just sort of pushed me in the direction of painting.
Yeah. But what got you started into, say, painting on canvas versus painting on the side of a building?
Ooh. Money.
Yeah. Okay. That is a fair answer.
Yeah, I think I was just painting. I did a little bit of graffiti when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I got in a little bit of trouble for that, and then I started to paint on canvas, and then somebody would see it, and then somebody's dad had a building.
Yeah.
And then you do your first wall, and then somebody else sees that, and they want you to do the second one, and then word of mouth. And
well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're talented enough, that's the way it goes.
You hope it does.
Yeah, right.
But no, there's still some traditional marketing that goes on after you do it year after year after year.
But these murals, I mean, how big are we talking for some of these? Like the ones on the side of Steel City, it has to be 20 feet, 30 feet wide at least, if not more.
I'd say I ballpark that
probably, but yeah, more.
Thing's like 80 to it's 80 by 30 feet. So if you do the square footage there, it's 2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love to paint big, and it's great. It's fun.
How do you go about it doing it differently? Because at that scale, I mean, like when you're right up on it, how do you know, say,
that's a good question.
This is right where we are? Because I feel like going up to like a chalkboard in school or something, I'd go up and start writing my name, and then by the end it was like slanted and smaller at the end.
You see pictures of people who start posters. Yeah. And like a little dry erase poster or whatever for like a marathon, and they'll start huge letters, and then by the end, the whole thing is squished. Yeah. But people will set up a grid system. So let's say they did a drawing on graph paper, whatever, and they just translate those little intervals to feet on a wall. Yeah. And they'll be like 6 up, 7 over is the beginning of the iris.
Okay, yeah.
Or some people they'll take a picture of the wall, then they'll draw their image on the iPad on the photo, and then they'll go in at night, project the outline.
Oh, okay.
Outline it, and then you come in tomorrow, and it's a coloring book.
Yeah.
That's actually how we do it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But there is like such thing as a wall that's too big, where you need to use a grid system, and you're on a scaffolding, and that just some math that goes into.
I guess that's like the old coloring books. I remember they would have like the picture of Bugs Bunny or whatever, and like a 5x5 grid, and you had to like copy in this square it says earlobe or whatever, right. And then they'd copy it over. That I guess that would make sense.
It's just larger scale that.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
So how much kind of freedom did you have with things like that, or how much do you have going into it? Do they say, I just want like an aquatic scene, or like
it depends on the client. Sometimes the client knows exactly what they want. They might even have the imagery ready for you. Or the client has a vague direction, and they want you to come up with a couple interpretations of what that might be, and then they'll pick one. Mm-hmm. Or they give you free range completely, which is obviously awesome.
Is that the best version?
Yeah, I mean, artistically speaking, yeah.
Do you feel more pressure doing it that way? Because now it's
kind of.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I got to do something sick. What if I do something they hate?
Yeah.
It doesn't usually work out that way, though.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Just, I feel like that's with one of the things with music, with even making movies or TV, like the less like other people have to do with it and let the artist do the art.
Yeah. Sometimes if I'm working, you ever
or one idea kind of.
Let's say there's a restaurant group,
mm-hmm.
And there's like 5 owners.
Yeah.
Those can be some of the most challenging clients.
Would they be 5 guys? I didn't know if that.
I actually just listened to. I listened to the founder of Five Guys. He was on a podcast. I forget what it's called. I'll send it to you afterwards. But it's great.
That's weird.
It's a great story about their origin.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, usually it is 5 guys.
No, I didn't know if you actually did something on like the side of a 5 Guys.
I would love to. They have such a traditional aesthetic in there.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's like
You do a lot of white and red.
Red and white
Yeah.
squares, and then a couple news articles, and then a delicious burger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change that recipe.
No,
I'm actually an avid Five Guys.
It sounds like it.
I'm a sucker for the cheeseburger.
Oh, dude.
Are
if
you
I'm
the
gonna
fifth
go into
guy?
debt-
Yeah.
I
love
think I've
cheeseburgers.
been there one time, but it was definitely a pleasurable
Expensive
experience,
as
man.
fuck, but if I'm gonna go into debt over fast food, like that's the one.
Yeah, it's an expensive cheeseburger, but
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
whatever.
You got to pay for
You
the
can get
quality,
6
man.
McDoubles or you can get one double cheeseburger.
Exactly.
You decide.
Get it done right, man.
Yeah.
So we were kind of talking earlier about, you said it was hard to pick kind of one of your more favorite ones, but is there one that maybe you got more satisfaction out of completing, or one that maybe you drew it up at home and you had the intention on selling it, and then you were like, you know what, this one's mine. I want to keep it.
You talking about just a painting in general?
Painting or whatever it is, just in, whatever you've come across.
Favorite one?
I mean, obviously you're not going to keep a wall on the side of a building, but
No, can't.
maybe that could be a favorite one. Yeah.
Let's just talk about Steel City. They have
Yeah.
like 6 in there. Or wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 6.
Yeah.
They got 4 in their basement. They have a sort of mural in their chapel in their.
Can you tell everyone what they were? Because I saw the one that was like Negro League baseball players.
Yeah, that was what were they called? They were, man, I have them written down here.
The teams?
Yeah, it was the Churchill something and the Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Crawfords and
Yeah, so
Homestead
the
Grays,
Churchill
probably.
Bismarcks, I think is the name. Hold on, let me pull it up here. I have it. Yeah, it was the Bismarck Churchills and the Pittsburgh Crawfords.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Sage Patchell or Pitchell sliding into home base.
Satchel Paige, yeah.
Satchel Paige, yeah. I wasn't reading. I was trying to go off my memory. My memory's bad.
I remember that day. Oh, like it was yesterday. Satchel Paige sliding into
I
home.
don't think I was around.
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, there's that one, and then we did a portrait of Pittsburgh as it was going through, like basically a time machine.
Oh, okay,
On the
yeah,
far right side, it's the beginning. It's
Mhm.
18 whatever.
Yeah.
How early was it? 1800. Was it as early as?
I know it was in
1800 something?
November that it
November?
happened,
It was
but
November?
I don't.
So
It wasn't.
November
Yeah.
1800 sometime.
Yeah.
On the far right,
Yeah.
and then it modernizes as you go left.
Yeah.
So you start out with like wagons and hay bales
Yeah.
on the left, and then by the end you have a drone carrying a
Yeah.
flag that says Pittsburgh, and then you see the air quality change.
I was gonna say
over
the
time.
middle is
I
just
do. It's
gray
like in the
smoke.
middle,
It's
I
super
have-
easy.
People were like,
Yeah.
"Is the city on fire?" I'm like, "No, that's just what it was like back then."
Yeah.
And then we have a collage wall of a bunch of famous people who came from Pittsburgh. I don't know if anybody knows this. There are a boatload of talented people that have come out of here. And here's the list: Julie Benz, Rena Sofer, Lillian Russell, Evelyn Nesbitt, Shirley Jones, F. Murray Abraham, Steve Bryan, Billy Gardell, Frank Gorshin. I mean, just look them up. There's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a very cool
Pulled
one.
pork sandwich, pulled pork,
French
fajitas.
fries,
Yeah.
whatever. And then the one on the right is just a logo of Steel City.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 4 in the basement. And then the exterior. The exterior was crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know what happened there.
He said, well, was there originally something and then it had to be changed?
Yeah, so we painted a huge sign on the side that said Stanton Heights.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice.
Yeah.
Cursive font.
I did
against
see the
colorful
original one,
background. Look good.
Mm-hmm.
Look good. And that's it's I don't usually say that, you know. I'll just do my work and whatever. But this
Yeah.
one did look good. And there was one that, you know, the neighborhood liked it, but then there was one disgruntled guy. He actually he kind of insulted us a couple times. Like while we were working, he came up, gave us some flack. I just let it go because part of me is entertained by stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know? I'm like, look at old man grumpy.
Yeah.
But apparently we didn't. We had to go through some gateway sign committee to get approval for putting the neighborhood sign. So they got threatened with a fine, and then we had to take that down. We had to paint over it, or else he was going to have to pay an exuberant amount of money. And
So just some random guy in the neighborhood was like, I'm pissed off about this, so I'm going to find somebody.
Yeah, pretty much. So then we got commissioned again to paint over it. And then we were trying to find a new quote, and we were going to do "Won't You Be My Neighbor?" because we thought that was nice. It was an
Yeah.
issue with a neighbor. You know what I mean? It's just kind of fun, ironic.
Won't anyone but you be our neighbor?
Yeah.
He should have just put that.
But the Fred Rogers Foundation declined us, probably because they don't want to be associated with any sort of controversy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Fair.
And then we finally settled on "Get in Good Trouble," which is a John Lewis
Oh,
quote.
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and think that the neighbor hates that quote.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, yeah.
Which is
So,
amazing.
that's the old
So much
checkmate.
better.
So now you can see it right up there at the top of the hill. So
I don't get
trouble.
the people who do that. Like whenever they see like somebody coming into the area, and Steve's definitely making that, at least that building, if not, probably some of the other area better, trying to be there.
I think so.
It looks so much nicer. He does a great job with everything there. He has good intentions and he's doing all this stuff. So let's fucking make it harder for him for some stupid thing. Just why? Why?
They don't want to. Well, I'm not lumping anybody together, but I think this guy doesn't want to change. He doesn't want the neighborhood to change. He doesn't want, he doesn't want murals on his block. He doesn't want a open mic. He doesn't want any of that.
I could mind my business.
No smiling in this area, man.
But, at the end of the day, poor guy.
Yeah, I haven't smiled since 1984, so neither of you.
Not since,
I agree. Yeah, poor guy. Tough
Poor
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
But favorite painting? One time I turned COVID-19 into a Pokemon. Like when it was coming, when it was like, I didn't even know. I'm an idiot. But this was happening, and
I like that. I like nodded, like yeah. I meant like I'm listening, not like yes, I agree.
You're like, dude, is definitely.
We found out immediately, yeah.
But anyways, so it was going on a couple months. I didn't really know what was happening, but coughing, the Pokemon, it's like a ball of gas.
That's what I was gonna ask, actually.
So I just turned coughing into a large. I painted a large Pokemon card, but I just changed the name into COVID. And I just sort of changed a couple of the notes, like the attack points and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you made the actual full card, not just the Pokemon.
Yeah. I took the inches and made it a huge, 4-foot tall canvas.
Oh, that's
And then I turned them into little stickers that were the size of the cards.
Yeah.
I got like a nice reaction out of it.
Yeah.
That's
well,
all
that's
I
good.
mean when I'm trying to think about a favorite. I'd say that was an effective painting.
Yeah. Is that kind of the best part out of it? Do you get it more out of you being satisfied with your own work, or do you get it more out of the client getting excited from it?
It's more so, I prefer to be pleased.
Yeah.
Of course. But from a professional standpoint, I'm here to please clients all day. Mm-hmm. But if I could have it my way, I'd make paintings like Steven Seagal, but it'd be Steven as a seagull. Or I thought another one, Bob Barker.
Yeah.
It's like one of those smaller dogs that wants to bark a lot. But put Bob Barker's head on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
There was one.
Get into.
Did you do one like that already? I feel like I saw like it was almost like a caricature, but it was a pun of some sort.
It was Sting as a bee.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah.
Sting the bumblebee. I like that one.
That's perfect. And you know what?
It's like
Obi-Wan Bon Jovi. I made Bon Jovi as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's pretty good.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's where I see this headed.
Oh my God. I love how professional the hands crossed were at that. That made it so much better.
Those are puns, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Pun painting is like a thing. A little sub-dream within my...
I love it. And that's the kind of thing where if like somebody came over to my house, I'd be like, you got to see this Sting picture.
You get it? And they're like, oh my God, is that Sting as a bumblebee?
I would 100... if I had more than like $4 in my bank account, I'd totally commission.
Everybody only has $4 right now. Don't even feel bad. And it's so funny because I went to the store earlier. I tried to buy a bottle of water. $5.
Yeah.
I only have 4.
Got to drink the Dasani now. Keep it at $3.89 so you go down.
So I did that Sting painting.
Yeah.
I found out he got the nickname because he used to wear like a yellow and black striped sweater.
And they said Sting one time, and now he's Sting.
Yeah, but that's like legend has it.
Sting came up with his own name, and now he made up that bullshit excuse so he can tell everyone his name's Sting.
Yeah, right.
If
I feel bad. Somebody else gave me this name.
If I was like, you know what, I'm Scorpion now. You know what? One time a scorpion came up to me and I stomped on it, so people call me like that's a bullshit story.
Yeah.
He didn't wear a sweater. You just want to be called Sting.
Yeah,
that's what I say, John.
Everybody can entitle their own theories.
Yeah, I'm more of a Stuart Copeland guy, but that's a different story for the police.
Yeah, if you
I haven't been in that.
If you think
car.
of any pun paintings, just send them my way. I'll make
believe
them.
me. You know what? I thought of I don't know the entire salad, but it was a salad based on 90s singers.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah. So what? Okay, fuck. Oh my God. I know there was. Oh, it was a bed of Kurt Romaine.
That's funny.
It was topped with Eddie Cheddar. I remember that, and then
Steak Gyllenhaal. No, I can't take credit for that though. I forget though. I think it's a woman, but she makes all these stickers at this studio called Red Fishbowl, and they're all puns.
Yeah.
Yeah, with celebrities and like, man,
good
some
stuff.
Good ones. I mean, Steak Gyllenhaal's one.
That's just one.
She has like 10, and they're just little stickers, black and white.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I saw those and I was like, you should paint that.
Yeah.
Really big.
Christian Kale.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
shit.
One of them.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, and it's like Christian Bale, but his hair is kale.
That's amazing.
Do you know that since Christian Bale was born, only Tom Brady has 7 championships, and Joey Chestnut has 16? That's insane. Since Leo DiCaprio, BLD. I don't know.
Joey Chestnut's like winning streak is literally older than all of Leo's girlfriends.
By significant numbers, man.
Older than his girlfriends too.
No. If you take all of them. His girlfriends.
The first ones, and then the second group of
The
girlfriends.
only reason I say that is because I watched a little bit of your stand-up, and you
Yes,
had that
yes,
bit.
I do.
That's the
I
only
did.
reason why I just thought of that.
Thank you. That is like the one joke that like people recognize me for. They're like, "Yeah, you're the girl that does the Leo DiCaprio joke." I'm like, I haven't done that in a year, but
I just saw it today.
oh my god,
And that's why I
I'm
said
so
it.
honored.
So you get credit.
Thank you.
Come on.
It could be worse to be known. A lot of people remind me for Berenstain Bears cuckold joke. So, there could be worse jokes, I guess.
Dude, I'm sort of liking that one.
Yeah,
I kind of want to hear.
vague
Yeah,
premise.
yeah.
I
Well,
know.
you know what? You have
It's
to
like
see
I'm
me.
so sick of hearing
You're like,
like
I'm workshopping.
I'm so sick of hearing like Bernstein Bears like Mandela effect. Like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I want to hear the cuckold.
Oh, man. Don't worry, man.
Caramel, caramel. We got to do Bernstein or Berenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Because when it's spelled, it's Berne. Sort of blah, blah.
Yeah, it ends with a stain.
Yeah, ends with
Stain.
a stain.
Just
Is
like
it
that
Stein or
joke,
not?
man.
It's not Stein.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. It's Stein.
That is
Bernstein.
Stain. Yeah.
Bernstein.
I have a bunch
That's
of
what I
jokes,
used to call
but
him.
it's part of the joke, so I don't want to say it now because it'll ruin the open mic you see me at with the other 2 people. So I don't want to do it now. John, where can everybody find your art if anybody wants to find anything from you, if they want to see your stuff,
Just
or if they want to
Instagram
get a
or
picture?
Facebook at John Maurice Muldoon.